What is going on, everyone? I am DV, and as always, I would like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in for another all-new episode right here on Me and Mine TV. Now, one of the few things each of us car enthusiasts have in common is to the fact of how we are each our own individual type of driver. Because I'm not talking about what kind of driver we are when we're doing our daily driving, when we're on the highway, if we have road rage, or if we have common sense. I'm not talking about any of that. The type of driver I'm referring to is the type of driver we each are at heart. Because here in 2016, and for this exercise only, there are really only two types of drivers. Drivers who want control and drivers who don't. Now, do you know which type of driver you are? If not, take a couple of seconds. I'll let you think about it. Figured it out yet? Well, just in case you may be having a little difficulty trying to figure out which type of driver you are, what I'm about to give you is a brief example of what kind of driver you may be. Now, the best way I can illustrate the differences between those two types of drivers is this. Now, we've all played the fantasy about what we would do if we won the Powerball jackpot. Now, let's say for a moment, you hit the Powerball jackpot for $500 million. You could have any car on this planet. But here's the thing. It has to be a performance car. It has to be like a Bugatti or a Pagani or a Lamborghini or a Koenigsegg or a Viper, whatever kind of performance car you want. Now picture yourself in your dream car. Now picture yourself in your dream car on a racetrack. Now you have this racetrack to yourself for a whole entire day. Now you're throwing around that car. You're pushing not only yourself, but your car to its limits. And after you're done for that day, you pull off the racetrack into a parking spot. When you get out of your car, the first thing you say, would you want it to be this? Damn, that's a good car. Or would you want it to be this? Damn, I could drive. Damn, I can drive. Now, how you answer that question determines and dictates what type of driver you are. Now, between those two responses, if you chose the first response when you're complimenting the car, you're the type of driver who doesn't care about control. Because if you're complimenting the car, that means the car was doing the majority of the work and you were really just sitting back turning the wheel. Because for me, the first thing I want to say when I hop out of my car is damn, I can drive. Because that means I had more dictation, I had more influence, and I had more control over what I was doing than the capabilities of my car. Because I will be honest with each and every one of you, my car is not a good handling car. Even after all the modifications that I've done to my car, it's not a good handling car. And I would not want to have it any other way. Because the type of driver I am, I get the pleasure and intoxication as a driver when I have more control, when I dictate, when I am a bigger participant rather than sitting behind a car and only turning the wheel while the car and its capabilities are doing the majority of the work for me. Because my types of cars are dictated by what type of driver I am. For instance, my favorite cars in the world are Lamborghinis, Mercedes AMGs, and of course, my Camaro. Now, for all of my car enthusiasts out there, think about what I'm about to say. Each and every time you've ever watched Motor Trend or someone else who does car reviews or Fifth Gear or Top Gear or even read any magazines, when you hear people talk about Lamborghinis, Mercedes AMGs, and Camaros, well, more specifically the fifth generation Camaro, what are they always saying? They're always saying how the driver has to have reactions like a housefly. Oh, they got to be aware and pay attention to what they're doing. Oh, they have to be a good driver in order to get the full potential out of their cars. Notice how every time you read articles about those three particular types of cars, they're always talking about what the driver has to do, because the drivers in those types of cars have more control. Now let's look at the flip side. Lamborghini's main competitor is Ferrari. Mercedes AMG, BMW M Series, and of course my Camaro is the Mustang. Now when you look at Ferraris, BMW M Series, and Mustangs, when you watch Fifth Gear or Top Gear or Motor Trend or whatever, what are they always saying? They're always saying, oh man, these cars are built to perfection. Oh, they handle so well. Oh, they're so easy to drive. Oh, they're effortlessly to get the performance out of those cars. Why? Because those are the types of cars where drivers aren't really a part of the ride or the drive, simply because those cars are built to be, how should I say, driverless cars, even though there's drivers in the cars, because those cars are built so well and built so good that a driver really doesn't have to do anything but turn the wheel and push a couple of pedals. Now, do not get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I am not knocking anyone who doesn't care about control. I'm not knocking anyone who likes cars that are competitors to the cars that I listed, because I will be honest, as I always am with each and every one of you, I would buy a Ferrari. I would buy an M Series, and as far as a Mustang goes, as long as it's a 67 Shelby Eleanor or a 350 or a 350R, I would buy a Mustang. But for me personally, as my own individual type of driver, the cars that give me the most amount of control, the cars that allow me to dictate more rather than sitting behind the wheel and becoming a steering wheel holder, are the types of cars that I like. And as I stated at the beginning of this video, we're all different types of drivers. We all like different types of things. Because for me, the more control I have, the more a part and the more dictator of what I'm doing, that's where I get the pleasure of being a car enthusiast when I'm behind the wheel. And my car gives me almost everything I need and desire for when I'm behind the wheel, when I'm on the track, when I'm doing some spun-spirited driving, because I know every single time I unleash my car, I have more and a greater influence of what my car is doing, more so than its competitors. But as always, that's my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did I hit the nail on the head, or am I nowhere in the stratosphere? Because each and every one of you already know this show is about what you think and what you feel. So as always, do not hesitate and do not be afraid to leave your thoughts, to leave your opinions in the comment section. Thank each and every one of you for tuning in to this edition of Me and Mine TV. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Check out all the videos that I've uploaded so far, and do not be afraid to leave what you think matters most to you in the comment section. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Stay tuned for my next upload.